donation from Fate that says, as always, another great GDQ. Hats off to the wonderful production staff putting in the work this entire week. Keep it up. Rhydon donated $112. Says, this is my first time donating, so here's $112 in honor of the first Pokemon ever created. Money goes towards Pokemon Blue bonus run. I have an anonymous $50 donation that says, just want to say what you guys are doing is amazing. Shoutouts to the Long Island FGC. Helix5 donated $50. This says, I have been watching as much as possible all week, just like I do whenever there's a GDQ. Next week is VOD week. Hope the runners, audience, and Twitch chat have a great summer. Everything is awesome. Greetings from Sweden. Thank you very much, Helix5, and of course to everyone else who has donated so far. We appreciate all of you who have pitched in towards our 868,000 total donations so far. Let's keep growing that towards the million and beyond. We're getting very close to $900,000. We can definitely beat our total from last year, so let's push, make it happen. Of course, it does not matter whether you are sending in a large or small donation. They are all appreciated and going towards a good cause. Speaking of which, I would like to talk a little bit about Doctors Without Borders, since they are the charity that we are benefiting. Doctors Without Borders supports people who cannot otherwise access healthcare by employing specialized medical and logistical help or running longer-term projects designed to tackle healthcare crises. At any time, some 30,000 doctors, nurses, midwives, epidemiologists, water and sanitation experts, and many others representing dozens of nationalities can be found providing assistance to some of the world's most vulnerable patients. They often work in remote locations and are often the first international aid workers to arrive at the scene of an emergency. They, of course, are also known in the international community as Médecins Sans Frontières, or MSF. Damn it, Jeremy donated $150 and says, thanks, Saul. I look forward to the GDQ marathons every year, and you couldn't have picked a better charity in Doctors Without Borders /MSF. It's amazing seeing some of my favorite games speeded through and at times thoroughly broken. This is a small price to pay for many hours of entertainment you've provided this week. Thank you, Jeremy. I have an anonymous $100 donation that says, first time watching, amazingly fun event. Thanks to everyone involved. Jordan B donated $50 and says, another GDQ, but I'm in between jobs now, so I'm donating what I can. Keep up the good work, guys. Wembus donated $130 and says, first time I've been able to donate. So here's £20 for each event I've watched so far. Thank you to everyone involved for the many hours of entertainment you've provided over the years. Very Sydney donated $44 and says, thank you to all the runners, staff, volunteers, and amazingly awesome people that make Games Done Quick such an incredibly beautiful week. I have an anonymous $30 donation that says, salutations from Norway. SGDQ doing its thing once again. Let's break that million. Also, kill the animals. We have a donation from earlier that got passed over a little bit. It says, from Harry the Husky, who donated $500 and says, more Pokemon, please. I also have an anonymous $500 donation on top of that says, the speedrunning community's ability to turn their passion for gaming into a way to help people is truly awe-inspiring. Thank you very much for that donation. And with that, it looks like TASBot guys are getting ready to get started, so I'm going to send it over to them.
All right. Are we ready to go? All right. Well, let's kick off the TASBot block.
All right. You want me to hit start?
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, let's just start.
Yeah, let's just start. So you might notice that we're playing in an emulator, and there's some funny text on the screen. So this is Super Mario Land 2 inside of an emulator. I'm going to let him take over some notes at the beginning here.
Yeah, first of all, you'll see we're wiggling a lot, and that actually gets us a little more speed than you would normally have. And the way you know this is we're going to go catch up to this turtle and kill ourselves, and we should normally not be able to do that.
And you notice that when Mario died, you also heard the pipe noise because we entered the pipe on the same frame as we died, which is going to really freak the game out.
Yeah,
right.
So we just went through the floor.
We found a copy of the level and ended it there. So now we're going to move on.
Really quick, introduce everybody. This is Link 7777, so we call him Link 7.
Link 7s.
I am Duango AC, the organizer, and
I am Proto Magical Girl.
Okay, so what's he up to here?
Yeah, so this next level, there's a mechanic in this game where if you've finished a level, you can come back later, pause, and hit select to exit the level. So the idea here is we're going to steal this bubble, but first we got to finish the level, and then we'll come back and steal the bubble.
So why don't you talk a little bit about what the different things at the top of the screen are, speed and everything.
Yeah, so there are a few variables, like speed is really kind of moving too fast for you to get an idea that we're really moving faster, but it's there so you can kind of see that it's changing, it's doing things, there's velocity. And now there's a flag for the bubble, so when we collect this bubble and exit, I think if it's hooked up correctly, it should show that we have a bubble, where in this level that we're about to go into, you should not be able to have a bubble.
Yeah, and you'll the same sort of thing just happened where we grab the bubble and exit it on the same frame.
Yeah.
Because games don't like it when you do two things at once.
So now the graphics of the bubble are messed up, and those sort of look like parts of the sprites for booze, so that is definitely not correct.
No.
But you can see the bubble flag has now been set to 4, so we definitely have the bubble. And the physics are there for the bubble.
Right. And this is one of many tools we have in our tool bag when we're making a tool-assisted speedrun of a game. And in this case, it's really handy to be able to see speed because does this game have oscillation and walking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that why you see speed going back and forth so much?
Speed is, moving around. Right now it's 1 because it's your max speed in the bubble, but when you just run as regular Mario, it flips back and forth between 1 and 2 very quickly. So right here, there's a vampire off to the right of the screen, and he's spawning these bats. And we're just going to sit here for a while and let him spawn a whole bunch of bats off the side of the screen. And then when we do finally scroll them onto the screen, it's going to load up the sprite memory and then overflow into a lot of other interesting variables that we can do cool stuff with.
Maybe even a donation incentive.
Yeah, this might be a good time for a donation.
Or not.
Or not. Either way.
Kind of waits here a while. That's a lot of bats. How many bats is it?
I don't actually know what the total ended up being.
So how different is this game from Mario 1, by the way?
Completely different. The tile size is twice as big. The music is different. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game.
Now we've zipped down, and then we're going to go through and zip back up above the top of the stage.
So what's essentially happening right now is we loaded a lot of bats, and you know, when you load a lot of things in a game, sometimes other things won't load because they get overwritten because the game can only do so many things at once. In this case, we loaded so many things that we went past just like, oh, this enemy didn't spawn. We went so far that we are now affecting things such as Mario's speed.
Yeah, so we messed up the Y velocity, so when we floated up, it actually shot us downward. So now we're ending this level, and we're going to come back in and show off. There's a glitch town around here that we're going to go find.
We promised a tour of memory, and here you go.
So these blocks are actual memory. When you get down to right here, those blocks are themselves actually memory. If you touch them or interact with them in any way, you are literally changing portions of RAM, usually for the worst. It is incredibly easy to crash the game at this point. I know because I tried.
Right. And I have to give a shout out to Mug, who has done a lot of the finding of glitches in this game, and then of course Andy Mack, who found this route through the mess. And it's after playing it a while and causing resets all over the place, I am just amazed that he found a route through this.
I couldn't
to
do
get
it.
down to a place where we can find some more interesting variables to mess up.
And believe it or not, this is actually RTA viable. There is a credits warp route that a couple people such as Oh Dear, /Infinity, and Dots Are Cool speedrun, where they make their way through this garbage safely somehow, without being a TAS.
Here, this first block that we hit is setting a flag that says, hey, the next level you go into, start up the credit sequence. So we'll see that later. So here's an earthquake. There's a block here that can cause an earthquake, so that's pretty cool.
And you can see the earthquake.
You can see the earthquake timer if you look closely at the memory. Here there's a cool fade effect. We do that a couple times. Yeah. Intentional. Coming up, there's some sprite memory that we can mess up, so we're going to just add a sprite in the middle of the screen, so that's
You can already see
funny.
It looks like a cute little cat, I think.
We miss our bubble, so we got that back. We don't have the glitchy graphics. We'll make it rain for a while. That's fun.
It's an unbreakable block.
Yeah.
So you just keep hitting it.
Star Power is cool. We're going to go get actually just the animation for Star Power, where you're not actually invulnerable. And then we'll mess up some of the background graphics. We can do some stuff there. And then we'll just end the level here. And then earlier we set a flag that says if you go into a level, trigger the ending sequence. So we went into a level and we win.
Yeah.
That's a win, right?
That's a win.
All right.
So about how long was that?
I don't know if we were running a timer, 6 something, 6:20.
Because a human can
Yeah.
make it to those credits in about 3 minutes.
Well, why don't we do it in 41 seconds?
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, we have a donation incentive that was met. Let's do this in 41
Yep,
seconds.
so we'll need some setup.
Yeah, we
setup for
yeah
that.
we need to swap emulators. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna keep talking for just a little bit while
Okay.
other people are doing tech. We'll kill this game audio.
Yep.
This was done with the LSNES emulator, and we used the Gambit core, which is a little bit more accurate than a different emulator for Game Boy called Visual Boy Advance. And the reason we did that,
God bless you for saying this. God bless you.
Visual Boy Advance is not that accurate. Yeah, about that. So not only is Visual Boy Advance not that accurate, unfortunately, as much as we wanted to make this work on actual hardware, we tried, we couldn't. We could not make either the VBA run or the LSNES with Gambit Core run work on real hardware. We tried the Super Game Boy approach, we tried Ndrift's Game Boy player approach. We couldn't get it to work. They just desynchronized like crazy. So this is a perfect example of we can put months into planning, and sometimes the tools are just not there yet. Maybe we'll get better emulation support in the near future, but for now, it's just a really tricky thing. So, all right, so this is the VBA emulator. We have a run from Mug. All right.
We had to let them set up the cropping, right? Or we?
Yep. They're working on cropping
They're
the
working
screen.
on the cropping.
Now's a
quick
good time
donation,
for
Duango?
a donation. Yeah,
We
go
have-
for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a $1,000 from Dubanka.
Nice.
The message is rather simple, in all capitals, so let me do this properly. All glory to the TASBot. I also have quite a few donations in several different amounts saying TASBot is love, TASBot is life. Thank you very much for everyone who's donating in preparation for this.
I think we're ready.
Okay, we're good.
All right. So we're going to do an actual time on this, if we can. You ready?
I think we're ready.
So it'll start when you hit OK?
I believe it will.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is going to use a slightly different glitch than what you saw before. You'll see the same oscillation, the same jumping pattern. You'll also notice, by the way, VBA emulates the game a little bit differently. It actually looks different. It has a slightly different color hue and some other strange things. Now, right here, these coins that he's jumping over, that's no mistake. He's deliberately setting up memory in an exact pattern that he needs to trigger this glitch. Now, here in a moment, what you're going to see is too many things on the screen at the same time, and it causes the game to do some really, really strange things. It's right here. Watch what happens.
There
That's
we
it.
go.
Time.
Time.
That was a bit faster than even Deer could do that, I think.
Yeah. But by the way, you'll notice that this time around, this particular glitch triggered no music whatsoever in the background. So,
Right.
Okay, we're going to transition over to VVV. We'll have a quick tech setup while we do that, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
All right.
All right, thank you very much for the commentary. Of
All
course.
right. Thanks.
Glory to TASBot.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, I have another $1,000 donation, this time from Leo60. This one does not include a comment, but thank you very much for your generous donation, Leo. Shiloh donated $100. It says, "Hi all, finally got a chance to watch the runs. Curse you, work. Thank you for everything you do for such an amazing cause." Super Dins donated $100. It says, "Greeting from the UK. Discovered GDQ last year, and it's amazing to see my favorite hobby do so much good. Thanks to everyone involved." Eisel donated $100. It says, "Finally donating now that I got paid. Thanks for a great SGDQ. Praise the sun and save the animals." JR Potential donated $50 and says, "Thank you all for what you do. I love you guys." I would like to take a quick moment to update you all on some donation incentives, because we do have a few coming up that do need some help. Mainly it will be the Final Fantasy VI Merchant Lock glitch. But this is taking a moment to refresh the page to get an up-to-date total, so I will read another donation while I wait on that. I have a $100 donation that is anonymous, and all it says is, "You all are amazing."
Oh my Stop, people.
The merchant lock glitch is sitting at 1,500 out of 20,000, so we still need a good $18,000 to meet that donation incentive. It is relatively early in the run, so you do want to get that in. I know you can do it, guys. Come on. If we can get that met, we'll be right below $900,000. I have a donation from Jay Oster, a.k.a. Parasite, who donated $1,337. The donation simply says, TASBot, best bot. Hype? I have an anonymous $100 donation that says, if you have to be sick for a week, it might as well be during SGDQ. Thanks to all the runners for keeping me company. Kill those animals. And since I did just refresh, let's look at the kill versus save. Ooh, kill has pulled up right behind save the animals and is less than $400 behind now from a $2,000 deficit not that long ago. So all of you that want to see the animals die at the end of Super Metroid, you should get those in. I have a $127 donation from Definitely Not a Bot. Beep, boop, 900K, hype, beep, boop, beep. All right, TASBot guys are ready to go again, so I'm going to send it back over to Duango and crew.
All right. We just need to nuke the save game file. And, all right, let's get started. Did it move? It moved? Oh, no. All right, we're going to have to deal with the tech setup. We started the timer, I believe. This is VVV. We are, again, doing a console verification. Oh, well, okay, whatever. I guess we didn't start the timer, but it doesn't matter. It's going to run as long as it's going to run. So this is, bizarrely, a console verification because it's a Windows game, and we're playing it back on Windows. So I guess you could call it console verification because we're playing it back on a different computer in Windows 10, and it was made in Windows 7? I don't know. Anyway, so this is 20 Trinkets No Death, and I'll let you take over. And this is... I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Mondungu. I used to run this game, so I know a little bit about it. So right away in the run, this is a new saves file, so the task needed to enter the game and exit to unlock no death mode. This is just a mode in the game that you basically get game over if you die once, and it lets you skip cutscenes, basically. None of the Viridian cutscenes are shown in this mode, so it's a big time saver. And a lot of these rooms have moving enemies, and those patterns are set when you enter the room, so they're always going to be the same right when you enter the room.
Show off.
So one of the big tricks in this game, right when you run out off of a platform, you have one frame to jump as if you're still on the platform. You see that all over the run. The task is just doing it constantly just to show off. But it's very useful in a couple spots in the run. So right here you'll see one frame next time he jumps. Right now he's just collecting a lot of miscellaneous trinkets in the overworld.
So how are the movements you see here different than what you would normally do in a human run?
Honestly, it's not a lot different. Obviously, in a normal run, you wouldn't do all these, one-frame jumps off the ledge, but the route's very similar. There's just, for the most part, all the tricks that you're doing are the same. It's just more optimized. Like, this game can be played at a near task level in real time, and a lot of runners have done that. But this game is really fun to watch as a TAS, just because there's so many little unnecessary tricks that you can do. And we'll see a couple more of those coming up.
I should specifically credit Master Jun, I will get his name right one of these years. His name seems to crop up a lot at GDQ events, but that's largely because he's done a lot of very entertaining games, and this is definitely one of them. This is some of his better work, in my opinion.
He's contributed a lot, yeah.
And he doesn't really get stuck or typecast into a specific genre either. He's done everything. He did Super Mario World last time. And
Let me know when I have a moment for some donations.
now's a good time.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a call out to all of the followers of the Demon Chocobo. Demon Chocobo 11 donated $200 and says, "The Demon Chocobo demands the merchant lock glitch. All of my minions must donate."
So this run is mostly done glitchless because you can't really do, as we'll see in the next run, you can't really do any save quit glitches in no death run mode. So you have to go through the whole game normally. We'll just see the game optimized as much as it can be.
Right. I love the music. The soundtrack in this game is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, all the stuff that you're seeing, this is all done real time too. This room has very, very tight timing to get through some of these triangles in one cycle.
I have a couple donations from some of the Tetris runners as well, if we have some time.
That's fine.
Just wanted to mention real quick, that room he just did, Edge Games, is one of the toughest rooms in the game. It's a huge pain in real-time runs. You can go ahead.
I have $228.16 from Aperture Grills, who you saw earlier in TGM. It says, "Doing my part to help meet 1 million and meet the TASBot vs. Mitch race. SGDQ was a blast this year. Hope I can come back sometime. Apologies for the lengthy Tetris setup. Thanks to Power Up Audio for doing an awesome job and for World 9 and tech staff being super accommodating to us. Looking forward to the TASBot block and hopefully a super tight Super Metroid race. Thank you very much, Aperture Grills." I also have a donation from Hoochie.exe for $123. It says, "TASBot hype. Now here's $123 for the Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3 TAS run. Money goes to TASBot's choice. Shoutouts to Rezifos for that amazing SMW run yesterday, and to the whole Mario Maker crew. Those were some very cool levels, and it was a lot of fun to watch. On behalf of the whole TGM crew, thanks again to all GDQ staff for all the awesome work. And an additional thanks to the tech crew and Power Up Audio for getting us through that messy setup."
And of course, TASBot's runner's choice is kill the animals. Sorry. It's not me.
It has to be.
All you animal lovers out there, I'm sorry. TASBot's all about saving the frames.
So just a couple rooms back, you saw Captain Viridian clip through a line. So if
Show off.
if you jump into a line very close to the ground and you hit flip at a certain timing, you can clip right through the line. That's used a couple times in the run.
This room right here is a really good example of how optimized things look, or how things look differently when you have the time to optimize them compared to a real run. That's actually a very difficult room to move through quickly.
You can lose a little bit of time a lot in that room. There he's just bouncing off the line twice to maintain going in the same direction.
Is that the same pattern you would use?
Yeah, yep. Basically all the stuff, except for some of the, like right here, you wouldn't really transition the room this much, but all the strategies are basically the same in real time. It's kind of crazy that some runners have done this category in real time and have very good times.
20 trinkets or the 20 trinkets no death?
No death.
So I would like to specifically thank Terry Kavanaugh, who made this game. He was instrumental in getting us the right build we needed. We needed version 2.0, which has a specific characteristic we'll be using later. And without his help, it would have been rather difficult for us to legally obtain the right copy of the game, and he was very generous in providing that for us.
Yeah, as you'll see in the next run, this is version 2.0 of the game that introduced a suicide button, basically. And that's used to glitch out the game heavily, as you'll see.
Now talk to me about I guess it's the next level.
Yeah, I think it's coming up right here.
So you're dragging this blue guy around.
Yep.
But
Oh yeah.
check this out.
So this guy you have to escort through through every room.
You don't play that run that way, do you?
Not exactly. In order to save the most amount of time, you need to have him on the same platform as you. That's really difficult to time. But basically, you need to escort this guy through the maze with you, and if either of you die, you have to restart the room.
More time for donations?
Yep.
Sure. I have $100 from Till248. Says thanks to the team, the sponsors, and all those awesome donators out there for making this possible. We have also raised nearly $1,000 on the merchant lock glitch since I started talking to you guys, so let's keep that going. We need just a little bit more than $17,000 to get that met.
So as you can see, there is a graphical glitch done back in the trinket room. If you flip a certain way with a certain positioning during that cutscene, it just messes with the graphics for whatever reason. There's no actual effect on the game, it's just a visual glitch.
I also have a $1,000 donation from Cherno TV. Thank you very much, Cherno. He says, last day here, so I thought I'd donate. Fantastic GDQ with lots of fantastic friends. Love you guys. Here's hoping for the big 1 million. Money goes to Reader's Choice, which I am putting towards that merchant lock glitch.
So, of course, we have a gigantic elephant in there, which was apparently the result of a dream Terry Kavanagh had that went horribly wrong or something. And if the character stays in that room for more than, 14 or 18 seconds, he starts frowning. You wouldn't be able to know right now, because right now he's, well, I don't know, a TV or he's everything. Yeah.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to tell, but
It's the most important room in the game.
the most important.
So coming up here, there's a room that actually has a different name in no death mode only. Normally it's called Prize for the Reckless, but it's renamed to I Can't Believe You Got This Far. It's just one little Easter egg in this version of the game. And this room right here is the most difficult room in the game. It didn't look like much, but you have to do a one-frame jump off that platform in order to flip on the other side of the moving platforms to skip a cycle to the other room.
So that's a run killer.
Yeah, definitely. That's where you reset all trinkets most of the time.
Solely donated $50. It says, ready to get amazed by TASBot. Always a highlight of this awesome event.
Now, this room's a little bit weird, too.
Yeah, so these spikes, their hitboxes are a little off. They're kind of like piranha plants in Mario World games. You can kind of clip the edge of them. They don't actually kill you. So if you space it just right, you can, I don't know how many pixels you have, but you can squeeze through one of the spikes there and save a cycle. This is probably the most difficult room casually, but it's really not that bad when you start speedrunning the game. It's still a very iconic room for the game.
I also have $20 from Vermilion that says, I'm helping! Thank you very much, Vermilion. And yes, everyone's donations are helping a great cause. Thank you very much.
I guess that room is kind of painful. Okay, this is the I Can't Believe You Got This Far room.
Yep.
That one's different in the... That previous room has really awkward spacing, and
Yeah, it does.
that's hard to run through.
Yeah, you can't hold one direction and mash A.
I'm
Every jump.
Yeah, I'm a filthy casual in this game. Well, I'm a filthy casual in every game. I make TASBot do all the hard stuff, but that room I could not seem to get through. I just kept falling into spikes. I'm like, oh, darn it.
So since we're not glitching out the game at all, we actually have to go and do the Gravitron. This is basically the most exciting auto-scroller in any game ever.
It is, well, it's certainly exciting when you're playing it.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that we weren't able to do this in this run? No, why couldn't we skip it? What is
Yeah,
it?
so, I mean, if you play through the game, after you save your 5th crew member, it just automatically takes you to this second sequence where you have to go through the Gravitron. If you sequence break the game in any way, it just skips this for whatever reason. We'll see that in the next run, where there's a lot of glitching with text storage. But if you're just playing through the game normally, there's no way to skip this. You'll always get this after your 5th crew member.
Right, and that's because we couldn't die, right?
Right.
Yep.
I have a donation from someone you all might recognize. It's from Mr. MV, who donated $1,000. MV says, "Hey, I'm Mr. MV again. Here's $1,000 from Gaming Live, the web TV hosting the French restream. Might be more to come if I get a hold of my boss. Final Fantasy 6, let's go. Anything but MV luck to the runner, and many kisses. Cheers."
So what all do we have left to do here?
So the last section of the game is the tower. That's another auto-scroller portion of the game. Can be pretty difficult when you're playing through casually. Once you learn it, it's not too bad. But you'll see a lot of interesting, a lot of interesting Spike hitboxes in this one. Looks like he's gonna die a bunch of times, but spikes don't really have a hitbox in some areas.
They will kill you, but...
Yeah, I mean, they'll kill you if he's like a pixel or a frame off, yeah.
And he is literally pixels off sometimes. Yep. Just to show off.
And there's a lot of those one-frame jumps. Anytime you see him slide off the edge and then jump afterwards, that's a one-frame window. So this is a good time for donations.
Yeah.
I have $50 from Gronar, who says 01101100001. Oh, sorry, wrong language. Just had to donate during task block. All I wanted to say, all hail our Lord and Savior TASBot. The runs so far were amazing, and I look forward to for every GDQ. Keep up the good work. I also have a $50 donation from Minion87, who says, I respond to your command, master. All hail the great demon Chocobo. And of course, that went towards the merchant lock glitch, which has jumped up a decent amount since I last told you about it, which is getting close to $4,000. So we are moving this up pretty considerably. If you guys keep donating towards it, we can meet this by the time TASBot's over.
One thing I want to highlight before we get to the end of this room, VVVVVV is part of the Humble Bundle. So if you go to the Humble Bundle store or homepage, you can get the SGDQ bundle, and this game is part of that. If you've never played this game through to completion, sure, we're spoiling it for you here, but I have to tell you, it's a really enjoyable and fun game to play, even casually.
I can talk a bit about the bundle if you want.
What's that?
I can talk a little bit about that bundle if you want.
Why don't you?
So the Humble Bundle for Summer Games Done Quick 2016 is available at humblebundle.com/SGDQ-2016-bundle. It includes games like VVVVVVV, Dust Force, Guacamelee, Super Meat Boy, Escape Goat, Serious Sam, and Freedom Planet. Humble Bundle is a pay-what-you-want that supports charity, offers you bundles for video games, mobile, ebooks, comics, and the Humble Store. It has also raised over $75 million for charities such as Doctors Without Borders and many others. You can always visit them at humblebundle.com. Thank you to them, as always, for being one of our sponsors.
So anything interesting going on here?
Yeah, you just saw another line clip there. There's a couple more coming up towards the end of the run. That's really the only other sequence break happening. So there's a couple in this room. In real time, you just mash jump, and sometimes you get through.
I have $150 from Harry168, who said, had to donate during TASBot section. Let's get those last couple of goals reached. I also have a $222 anonymous donation. It says, thank you all for such a great event. Keep it up and kill the animals, I guess.
So we have one more trinket, right?
Yep, one more. There it is.
Congratulations, and we're headed to outer space.
It's the only place left to go.
So there's technically one more key press you have to hit, but the in-game completion time is... Getting there. There we go. Okay, so we need to quickly stop load a different file, delete the save game, and recrop the screen. I'll try to line it up as close as I can to where it was. This will take us approximately 30 seconds.
I have a donation you'll like to hear while you're doing that.
Sure.
It's coming from Terry Kavanaugh.
Oh, wow.
Who Terry donated $250 and simply put a little heart in the comment box.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so tech, I'm going to try to get it in the same place. When I hit run, it's going to go. So 3, 2, what? No? No? Do not? Okay, I've been told do not. Really quick, before this run takes off, this is a fast completion. Thank you very much for those of you who donated to see this. This is going to be 47 seconds, or is it 45 seconds? I don't know what the in-game time is.
Looks like it's 45 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's 45. Well, we'll probably have to run it twice. So I've got the game in the right place while you guys are cropping.
So this is the any percent version of the run. This is the totally glitched out version.
Is it on stream, by the way, guys? It is? Okay, good.
So this run abuses a glitch called text storage. I can explain a little bit more after the run since it's kind of fast, but basically, if you hit the suicide button at the same time that you enter a dialogue text, you can... All right, so I guess it's over.
Yeah, it's already over.
So basically, if you suicide at the same time that you enter text dialogue, the text will be stuck on the screen, and you'll be stuck in the dialogue state.
I'll let the credits run while we talk about the rest of it. Maybe we can turn the game audio down just a little.
Yeah. So the way the game works, there's a lot of game transitions from teleporters or pausing it or just entering dialogue. And so when you enter a text dialogue, it sets your game state to a certain value. And if you kill yourself at the same time, it'll maintain that value. And then anytime you take another transition, all the values are going to be messed up. So whenever you go to the pause screen, for example, you could have a different value than getting to the menu. In this case, it warps to Space Station 2. And you abuse that a couple more times. So you go to Space Station 2, then go to the teleporter, and try to get a certain value that'll trigger the cutscene, the credits cutscene. And that's all you're really doing is using this dialogue state to manipulate game states and get to the credits. That's the gist of it.
That's pretty much it. So that concludes VVV. Thank you very much for watching that. We're going to move on to Super Mario Brothers Multiplay. You'll see all about it in just a little bit.
I have $100 donation from Anisoptera, who said, "You had me at this is showing actual memory. TASBot is always my favorite part of GDQ. Here's to the strangest memory editor user interface ever." I also have $200 from ENG55, who says, "As a computer scientist and gamer, TASBot is everything I want in life. Thank you all humans and robots for a fantastic week. Donation goes to TASBot's choice." I have a $50 anonymous donation that says, "TAS the season for saving animals." I have a $50 donation from Carbon Dioxide, who says, "TAS block is the best part of SGDQ. I've been waiting all week for this." We have had quite a few more people throw in their donations towards the merchant lock glitch. It is now sitting at $4,300. So we are moving up there pretty quick. Let's keep those going so that we can get that met in time for the Final Fantasy VI run. As a reminder, Final Fantasy VI any percent sketch glitch is coming up after task block. So if you want to see that merchant glitch, if you want to see the merchant lock glitch, then you do want to get those donations in, as it does happen relatively early in that run. Don't Blink donated $100 and says, thanks for an amazing show all week long and supporting one of the truly great causes in this world every year. You guys are the best. I have an anonymous $515 donation. It says, had to donate while VVV, one of my favorite games of all time, is shown. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. Oh, wait, that's a robot. Well, the humans controlling it will do then. Well, TASBot has actually already said that TASBot's Runner's Choice is kill the animals. Thank you, everyone who just threw in some donations, because Merchant Lock just jumped up to $5,000 out of the $20,000 needed. That means we are now 1/4 of the way there. We can definitely do this, guys. Let's keep those rolling in. I have a $299.99 donation from Minion 0x001337, who says, heart times 100, as commanded. Incoherent donated $250. It says, I, for one, welcome our new TASBot overlords. Slurpee donated $250 and says, hey, donation guy, surprise me with a quote. So I'll go with something from Freakazoid. Revenge is a dish best served with pinto beans and muffins. Thank you very much, Slurpee. I have an anonymous $250 donation that just says, cat. Thank you very much for your contribution. Since I last updated you, we have gained another $900 towards Merchant Lock Glitch. So we're nearly at $6,000. This is amazing, guys. Keep it going. NBK donated $100 and says, thanks for doing all of this. Distraction donated $20 and says, just doing my part to reach $1 million. TASBot is beautiful. Thank you very much, Distraction, of course, and every other donor. It does not matter if you are donating a very small amount or if you're donating the thousands of dollars. Every little bit helps keep those donations coming in. Doctors Without Borders is a very good cause. One other thing that I haven't mentioned in a while is the Yeti. The Yeti is the official t-shirt sponsor of Games Done Quick events since 2012. With each $11 shirt sold from the SGDQ collection, the Yeti will donate $3 towards Doctors Without Borders. Shirts are available during SGDQ and until July 10th at midnight. That's Central Time, of course. Visit their website at theyeti.com/SGDQ. That's theyeti, YETEE.com/SGDQ. I have a $500 donation from Chris92. He says, Task Block is always a highlight of GDQ, so I have to get my donation in now. Thanks to all staff and runners for another great event. I have an anonymous $100 donation that says, greetings from Denmark. Thanks for a great event. Kudaba donated $100 and says, longtime watcher, first time donating. Final Fantasy VI is one of my all-time favorite games, so I had to donate for the merchant lock glitch. Looking forward to the run, and the TASBot block is always amazing to watch too. Big thanks to the whole speedrunning community and everyone running this great event. Dark Knight Jin donated $50 and says, not a minion of the Demon Chocobo, but I want to see that merchant lock glitch. I don't mind giving some money and time to you guys. I just hope I can stay awake during the last few runs. Wavecaster donated $40 and says, between Half Coordinated's run and speech, the Donkey Kong and Super Mario Maker races, and the ever-fantastic task block, I can't decide which was my favorite part of this year's SGDQ. Keep up the great work. I have a $100 donation from Caden, who says, Caden here, Dwango AC, I told you I'd donate, so here's my money. Put this towards Dwango AC's choice. Just kidding. Kill the animals. When are we going to get a Windows or an N64 Total Control? All right. Andrew McFarlane donated $100, and he sent this in all caps with several exclamation points, so I need to do this correctly. Kill the animals. I have an anonymous $250 donation, and this one says, cat? Edible donated $50 and says, hopefully the merchant glitch will be a lock. Eh? Eh? I can't tell if that means that the crowd approves or if they're just imitating Waluigi. I have $600 from Peter Kerouac, who says, thank you to Dwango AC and TASBot. Dwango is a super nice person. I have $15 from Cloud FE, who says, I'm sorry I can't donate more, but I know that every amount counts. So here's my small contribution to a great cause, and I, for one, welcome our new overlord, the TASBot. Thank you very much, Cloud FE, and you are right. Every amount counts. Keep those donations coming in. All right, guys, the TASBot guys are almost ready, but before we send them over, I want to say that we have come up just below $8,000 on the merchant lot glitch. We are getting there, so let's keep this going. And with that, Dwango, TASBot, the rest of you guys, feel free to take over once more.
All right. Well, this was a bit of setup, but I think you'll appreciate why. If you've been paying attention to the schedule, this is Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 at the same time with the exact same movie file sourcing it. So let me back up a little bit. We've been not sure how to pronounce his name. Aguawaf. He even tried to tell us how to pronounce his name. This was made by Aguawaf?
Aguawaf, yeah.
Agua
Waffle.
Agua Waffle? Okay,
Yeah.
so this was made by Water Waffle, and, no? Okay.
Yeah, let's
So,
go with it. Of course.
what he did is set up three separate copies of an emulator. He ran all three using some kind of auto hotkey. I don't actually know that part of it. And sent the input to all three games, Mario 1, 2, and 3, at the same time, and figured out a sequence of button presses that would complete each game with exactly the same sequence of button presses. So that's what we're about to see. We also have some brand new hardware that's capable of doing this. This is made by Micro 500. It's a TASLink board. You can see we have some really awesome visualization controller boards to show you. You'll see those on screen. You won't be looking at us on the couch because it'll be zoomed in on those. They are real controllers with real LEDs inside of them, so you can see what TASBot is thinking and doing and punching and all that other crazy stuff. But you might notice that there's 4 controllers here, and that's because we're also doing lost levels.
Whoa.
This is, I am very, very proud to say this works. I gave it a 1% chance. I want to thank Oyster for sending his FDS. We have a Famicom disk system with a literal floppy disk from the 1980s that still works. Can you believe it? Not only that, it synchronizes, and you're going to experience it in just a couple of seconds. Are we ready?
So first off, let's introduce, the way the layout works is that the top left is going to be Super Mario Brothers 1. The top right is Lost Levels. The bottom left is Super Mario Brothers 2. And then finally in the bottom right is Super Mario Brothers 3.
And let's really quickly introduce who's on the couch.
I'm Richard. I am Augustus.
I'm Dwango AC. You met everybody else. Let's see.
Stump.
That's Stump over there. Mitch is hanging out on the side. What are you doing here? Anyway. I invited him, that's why. All right, are we ready for a count?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so as you can see here, TASBot is just starting up all the games, and in the top right, you're going to be seeing that Lost Levels is taking a little bit longer to load. So as Mario 1 enters the pipe, we're going to pause right here so we can start Lost Levels. A lot of what you're going to see in this run will be abusing momentary pauses or screen transitions that happen in one game, so you're able to traverse relatively freely in some of the other games. Runners of Super Mario Bros. 2 may notice we're actually not using Toad here, which is actually the normal option. We're using Luigi. That's because the fluttering long jump of Luigi is a little bit easier to design inputs around, since all the inputs are actually the same for all the games. And as you can see, the top 2 stages are done, so the bottom 2 levels are easily playable. And it might look a little bit off with the jumps not lining up, but as you can see on Mario's raccoon suit, the tail wags actually match up perfectly with the jump inputs in all the other games. So as Mario 1 enters the warp zone, you're going to see that a common theme throughout this game will be hugging right walls. Not only because they're more loving than left walls, but that the rest of the games can progress through their stages unhindered. So we're going to be using warp zones extensively throughout the run, but we're going to be taking our time through SMB 3, as you can see by us skipping out in the whistle in 1-3. The major bottleneck in this task is actually lost levels, followed closely by SMB 2. So as Toad enters, he's going to be grabbing this and entering a boss battle. You're going to notice he's looking towards the left and throwing to the left, while Mario is slowing down and avoiding piranha plants up top. Raccoon Mario is still taking a leisurely pace by grabbing the first and only warp whistle of the run, and he is actually going to be entering 1-5 as well. You're going to notice in the top left, Mario entered World 3 as opposed to World 4. That's also intentional because, we have a lot more time in that game to do things. And as Toad finishes this level, 3 of the stages are going to be done. And so we don't care about what the inputs are for those stages. Raccoon Mario is looking to finish 1-5 in style. As you may have noticed, he's been getting stars at the end of the stages, and he's going to be getting 5 extra lives for safety, of course, and getting a replay of July 4th with some nice star fireworks right here. Back over on SMB 2, the character choices in the game are the same as the standard speedrun. Toad's used for his quick movement while holding things, and Luigi's going to be used later. Toad's going to be entering and leaving the spaceship. Raccoon Mario is actually planning to take a nice walk with a Koopa shell right here, but then he does the meanest thing. As you can see here, he just throws it off the stage as he flutters to the end of 1-6. Railcoon, go with the donation.
I have a donation from TASBot that says, "This is from a GDQ monitor, heart TASBot," and that is $200.
Wait a minute.
It's not just donate.
Yeah, okay. TASBot just donated while playing 4 games at the same time.
Anyways, SMB1 is now entering 3-4, and those of you might be able to notice a bit of offset between jumping in 1 and 2, trimming forward as the other approaches the ground. As Mario 1 finishes World 3, we see Lost Mario clip through a wall, not wanting to climb up all the way, dodging some Koopas, not along the way, of course.
Yep, so that's going to happen up right here. He dodges all these. And right here,
Yeah. Finish up these worlds. Red Toads are error, thanking Mario for literally doing all the heavy lifting, except in SMB 2, where Toad is literally doing all the heavy lifting, since he moves faster, raising his arms, cheering on for Gundamaniac's Oddish. In 6-1, our blue Toad is looking for a friend as he moves across the stage, picking up a nice-looking snake as Mario enters 5-1 in Lost Levels. You can see he has grown tired of running forward, looking backwards, running backwards, giving himself a challenge, looking towards the left, shooting fireballs right behind him.
Yep. And Blue Toad is actually digging for a key right now.
While Raccoon Mario doesn't have a care in the world, he's still twiddling his thumbs as he finished World 1, and not so record time, which, by the way, it is 3:08 by Mitch Firepower. Hi there, Mitch!
Hi, Mitch!
Toad is going to use his newly acquired key to open his door. Mario 1 is starting up 4-2, while Raccoon Mario stomps out Larry Koopa, and Toad dispatches Birdo in no time at all.
And so in 6-2, we're going to see the return of Luigi, since he has relative freedom to race across the stage, as Mario 1 hugs the ever-loving right walls of the warp zone.
This time, the choice of Luigi is not different from the actual run, as he is the fastest option for these upcoming stages. Lost Mario is now entering 5-2, as we will perform the final warps for each of these games. Lost Mario is going to enter the warp zone through the pipe in an interesting way, going in from a small opening on the side, going down out of the pipe, which is more likely coming up with some silly vine, which is coming up right about now. Our good buddy Raccoon Mario is taking his sweet time going to 2-1 as we see Top Mario's enter the warp pipe, showing off some near perfect synchronized jumping in 8-1. Finishing up the TASBot, we see Mario's and brother jumping across the final stage of each of these games. Lost Mario is ravaging through 8-1 with his fireballs. Raccoon Mario is tail whipping everything in sight, unlike Luigi, who kills some snakes since he cannot lift like Blue Toad.
All right, Railcoon, let's go. One more.
I would just like to say that we did pass $900,000.
Yeah! All right, so Raccoon Mario still with a bunch of time on his hands as these other characters try to finish the ending stages. Luckily, he can pass the time by playing with these cards he found on the ground. Let's see if RNGesus is on his side as he tries to match the cards together. Maybe he'll be able to match a little bit better than John Carls did in Barbie Game Girl earlier this week. Luigi is over here in Super Mario Bros. 2, and you're going to be seeing him fly up this stage with some quick footwork in the final worlds. As Mario 3 is still trying to finish up this puzzle. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it?
Yeah.
With both World 8-2s finishing up top, we're going to be seeing Raccoon Mario warp into the final world in SMB 3, World 7. And we're actually going to be seeing him use all of his items in desperation so that he can survive 7-1. For those of you that don't know about this warp, it needs to read 3 specific enemy values in their location, and he's going to need to enter an invisible pipe at a precise frame. Meanwhile, Toad is actually finishing up 7-2, and you can see him hugging this right wall, obviously, very lovable, as he goes up the stage. You're going to be seeing him grab the final key in the game. Well, okay, you can't see it right now, but he's going to be there. Don't you worry. And then Mario 1 and Lost Levels are on their way to 8-4. So Toad is going to be using his final key right here. Mario 1 is starting up 8-4 very soon. Lost Mario is now going to be swimming through the open air, dodging these flame spinners while tossing fireballs underwater, because that makes a lot of sense. And so here, Duango, if you want to kind of explain how everything's kind of culminating all at once, you can see that the wrong warp is happening in SMB3, and all these final stages in Mario 1 and Lost Levels, you're going to see different routes to kill the end Bowsers. And you can see Wart here being killed by Toad very quickly.
Right. One thing I should note really fast, if you look at the visualization boards, you'll see that they're not actually in sync at this point. 1 and 3 are probably close, but the other 2 have drifted pretty far. That's because Mario 2 has a little bit different lag frames than the other games, and Mario Lost Levels took quite a bit of time, almost a full second, to fully load on real hardware. So you'll notice that Mario Lost Levels is going to have the latest input of the 4 runs. So we're about ready to trigger the game end glitch on Mario 3.
And we are coming up on time on pretty much all the games right now.
Just about. We'll know when we hit
right there.
Time. All right, well,
I, for one, welcome our new TASBot Overlord.
You welcome our TASBot Overlord? That's scary.
We are not worthy.
We're not worthy? We're not worthy?
We are not worthy.
Yeah.
I think he might have yet more to do with Mario Brothers 3, though.
Oh, he does?
True.
All right, well, why don't we do that next?
I do have a quick donation while you're setting up. It's an anonymous $150 donation that says, "Oh, my hero, so far away now, will I ever see your glitch?" Hope this helps. I also have a $1,000 donation from Mike168. He says, "I have gotten endless hours of entertainment from GDQ. I love these speedruns, and this is the first time I have had the pleasure to donate to such an amazing cause. I look forward to more hours of entertainment, and since this is my first time donating, I must ask, what is wrong with you people? How can you just leave those poor, helpless animals to die like that? Half of this donation goes to saving those poor, helpless critters, and the other half goes to our evil overlord, the Demon Chocobo." So a quick update on that, since the Demon Chocobo has demanded that its followers donate towards the merchant lot glitch, we're sitting at $8,629 out of the $20,000 required. We are nearing the end of the TASBot block, and we have just a little bit over $11,000 to go. I know you guys can do this. We're in the final stretch towards that $1 million, so why not make both of these happen at the same time? TechCode donated $100 and says, hooray for the task block and everything that GDQ does. Thomas B donated $50 and says, watching VVVVVVV run with my girlfriend and hope that Doctors Without Borders will enable others to do the same in the future. Great job, everyone. Frankie Leone donated $100 and says, task block is my favorite part. Put this towards the announcer's choice, which is, of course, the merchant lock glitch. Nexus 11 donated $50 and says, we have to teach our future robot overlords to appreciate life. Save those animals. I have $50 from Phylexia25 who says, answering the call of the Demon Chocobo. Let's meet the palette swap incentive. Thanks to all runners, staff, and volunteers who made this an incredible SGDQ. The palette swap incentive still does need a little bit to get towards what we want it to be met, but that is, of course, right at the end of the run, and Merchant Lock happens much sooner. So I would like to finish Merchant Lock first, and then we can work on the palette swap later on. TASBot 224 donated $250 and says 01101001001001000 0111 0111 01101001 01101110. Thank you very much. Of course, for those of you who are not able to read binary, that said, I win. We have an anonymous $100 donation that says, much respect to everyone involved, on the stage or behind it. Pepsi Man 80 donated $50 and said, wherever there are fires, I'll be there to dispense soft drinks. And wherever there are borders, I'll be there to rip them down for those wonderful doctors and all they do. Pepsi Minions, donate what you can. I will be back. Flowbot donated $250 and says, first time donating. Thanks for everything you all have done so far. TASBot is my hero. I have an anonymous $100 donation that says, thank you for everybody involved for the amazing cause. Merchant Lock Glitch did just pass the $10,000 mark, so we are now halfway there. And with that milestone having been reached, I'm going to toss it back over to the task block. Yes, I'm going to toss it back to you. We're going to optimize this announcing. Are you guys ready?
So we're going to optimize everything. Tech crew, are you ready for a countdown? All right, we are going to play Super Mario Bros. 3 any %. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And, uh-oh, crap. Turn it off. Hang on a sec. Let's do this again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait. This happens every time. It would not be...
It wouldn't be a GDQ without this.
Do I need to read some more donations?
No, you do not. But I do need to change a 1 to a 2. All right.
That would help.
All right. Let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, go.
Time!
That was so awesome. That was a newly found glitch that is going to completely and utterly destroy the task community. We have discovered that if you have a game that samples the input more than once per frame to overcome what's called a DPCM glitch, it is possible to do it over and over again, and sometimes the results are really entertaining. But we do actually trigger the real glitches. If we were to start the game at this point, we would get all P-Wings. SMB3 players will know that that's what you get when you complete the game. So it is a valid completion, it's just we've corrupted the palettes. This glitch is caused by hitting buttons literally 6,000 times a second. Actually, it's impossible for a human to do, which makes Mitch very sad. But I see Mitch sitting here, and I understand that we have met a donation incentive. So I think it's time to do that.
All right, guys, I need to hear from the crowd. Who thinks TASBot's going to win? And who thinks Mitch Flower Power is going to win?
Yeah.
My vote's for TASBot.
Well, the crowd has made their votes known, so let's see who's going to win.
All right. So this is, well, Mitch, you do need audio at this point. We need to get him mic'd up really quick while they're taking care of that. We have a ROM hack made by Mitch. I believe he calls it Final Kaizo. Kaizo? I did it again! Kaizo! It's, somebody else say it.
Kaizo.
All right. Why is this so hard?
Kaizo.
The final Kaizo, yes.
The final Kaizo. So this is made by Mitch. TASBot is going to play the first 2 levels of Mitch's really, really horribly evil ROM hack while Mitch attempts to eat a Hot Pocket.
Bring me my dinner.
All right, there's the Hot Pocket. Okay, are you ready?
No.
Do we have some water for him? We're going to need it.
I got water.
All right. I sure hope so. Okay,
Oh,
so
wow, it's
glad somebody noticed
broken
that.
in half. Look at that.
I
Beautiful.
think we should get the countdown from the crowd for this one, Dwango.
All right, I'm going to be down here ready for the power switch. All right, is everything ready? I think everything is. All right, everybody with me?
Ready?
All right, yep, ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Look.
Dude, you're eating that faster than I thought. Oh no, TASBot, do you think? Did he? No. Okay, he's going, okay.
Now it looks like Mitch is chasing with the water. This is some interesting play. He's losing time here.
Screw up.
Meanwhile, this ROM hack is really evil.
Now look at that
and
cheering
here-
as he finishes the first half and goes for another drink of water. Interesting.
Just as Mario finished his first level here.
Nicely done. So now
He screws
TASBot-
on the cap too. Wow. Pounding his
TASBot-
chest, trying to get this Hot Pocket down.
All right, so you see Mario has just done a butt slide. I don't know if that's the proper term for it. That's what we call it. He is now flying through this level. Are you going to make it? Dude, how much food can you get in your mouth at once?
No.
Oh, not enough.
Chewing and talking.
Oh, TASBot wins. Mitch,
That was so close though.
Mitch, I'm afraid this means that you have to play your own game.
I tried, guys. I tried. That's really hard.
How are you feeling over there? How's your stomach?
That's hard. I still have it in my mouth. Like, I'm not done yet.
All right, well, you want to move front and center?
Sure.
So this is a ROM hack. We are using a flash cart, so that's what you saw on the beginning screen there. It's a little sketchy, but it worked. All right, so Mitch, tell us about this game.
It's awesome.
It's got some awesome music.
I love it. So this is my level 3. Took me probably about 6 hours to make, and I wanted to do this one because it's got a really cool trick right at the beginning. That's really all I care about. Oh look, a Hot Pocket. Oh, that's Kaizo for you. You gotta wait.
We got 99 chances.
Exactly. I was generous. I thought it was good. Oh look, another one.
And you missed it.
We got this, guys. We got this.
So while Mitch is trying to recover from the Hot Pocket, I do have a $1,000 donation from Shattuck X. And he says, half goes to kill the animals, the rest goes to Runner's Choice. And of course, Runner's Choice during
there we
TASBot
go.
is kill the animals.
Yes.
Do I get all 90 lives to try this?
No, you don't. I'll give you
And
5 minutes.
That does, of course.
I won't give you 5 minutes. Cool Maddie will kill me if I give you 5 minutes. How about I give you 3 more tries?
I can take 3 more.
3 more?
I did the trick once. It's all good.
Okay. While he's finishing up, and maybe not exactly 3, but while he's finishing up, so the run you just saw, the really fast completion of Super Mario Brothers 3, that was made by Total, and it was out of an idea suggested by AS523, along with some scripting help and some documentation by True. Let's see, I'm missing a bunch of people here. There's so many people I'd like to thank. There's one thing I do want to highlight. TASBot has his own T-shirt on the Yeti. All proceeds, $3 of the proceeds go to Doctors Without Borders. It is an amazing Blueprint shirt made by Ange Albertini. I highly encourage you to go check it out. Go crash their website. Not really. Please don't intentionally crash their website. If you're going to crash their website, do it because you're buying a T-shirt, okay? But it's a fantastic T-shirt that benefits Doctors Without Borders, so check that out. I'd again like to thank Micro 500 for making some really fantastic hardware that we're using today. The TASLink stuff can be found at taslink.org.
It's so hard, man. It's so hard.
While you're dying so many times, what are you going to do with this? Are you going to release this ROM hack for other people to die on?
Of course, of course.
I will give you a couple more times before we have to mercy kill another TASBot run.
Okay, okay.
So that $1,000 donation did put kill above save for the first time in quite a while.
Yay.
All right, so let's make this the last attempt.
Try,
make it
last
strong.
try.
Last try.
Let's try.
See if you can beat your own level.
That kick is so cool. I can save it, but we've dragged it on for too long.
Yeah. Okay.
I have an idea, Dwango.
I'll try,
What's
I'll
that?
try.
How about the crowd gives Mitch some hype, and then he tries one more time?
Okay.
All right.
Give me some hype. Okay. Okay, I don't know.
Oh.
There's always that infinite... Wait, do I get one more life?
Go, Mitch. Go.
All right.
Yeah,
Go
come on,
on,
guys,
go
come
on.
on.
Go, Mitch.
One more time.
Go, Mitch. Go, Mitch. Go, Mitch.
Okay, we got this, we got this. Okay. Nah. You need Fire Flower. You need it to beat the levels. So.
All right. Well, I think that's Hot Pocket percent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That concludes the TASBot block.
Thanks once again to Dwango and all of the rest of the TASBot crew, including Proto, Mitch Flower Power, and everyone else who is sitting on the couch. Right now, we are sitting at $12,160 out of that $20,000 merchant lock glitch. So we only need 8,000 more. Final Fantasy VI is catching up, coming up next. I know you guys can get this before it comes up. So just as a reminder, you are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2016 here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, benefiting Doctors Without Borders, and we are sponsored by Twitch. I have a $200 donation from Miru, who says, shout out to my EGN family. Heart, donation for Announcer's Choice. I have a $30 donation from a $30 donation whose comment is, I have a $30 donation from a $30 donation. Thank you very much. I also have a $200 anonymous donation that says anything related to FF6 must be good. So here's the donation for Merchant Lock Glitch. And with that, we are going to start our transition over to FF6, and that means that I will be hopping off and passing off host to our host for FF6. Keep those donations rolling. We only need $8,000 more. I know you guys can do this.
It's like a dream. It's like a dream. Yeah.
Welcome to our final day again here at Summer Games Done Quick 2016, where we are having our cake and eating it too, thanks to Doctors Without Borders for providing that. If you haven't had a chance anyway, if you were in this room for TASBot, be on the lookout for that. An excellent performance, though, from TASBot. I'm joined now by the Super Metroid runners that you're going to be seeing in just a little bit. We've got Zost, we've got Behemoth, we've got Sweetnum and Oats and Goats, and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the race and your expectations going into it. Zost, I know you have the most experience on the GDQ stage out of the group.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that going into this race?
I'd say it's an advantage, but
Yeah.
I still get nervous. Like, it doesn't really help that much. I still always get nervous for these things, so
Yeah.
it's not that big an advantage.
And you're playing against probably the best squad we've ever seen for this game.
No doubt.
Talk a little bit about what it's like to be playing with these guys.
Well, it's like I said, like you just said, like it's going to be the hardest race that we've seen here so far. It's a pleasure to have Behemoth here, and
Yeah. Behemoth, I mean, you fundamentally changed Super Metroid and the route as we know it. Do you think that kind of plays to your advantage in this race at all? Do you feel like that helps you out at all?
Not at all, no. I think I'm a slow learner
Okay.
when it comes down to it. I think everyone's just got to the level that I got to in half the time. And it's going to be a really competitive race.
Nice.
While it
Is there
lasts.
anybody in particular you're looking out for here? Who's the one you want to end up on top of?
No, there's no hard feelings like that. No.
That's all right. I was fishing there for a little bit of drama. I'll get drama on this end of the table though, because I know these two want to win. Sweetnum, I know you're coming into this with a little bit of a PB that's behind everybody else, but at the same time you showed tremendous consistency in the tournament. What do you think about your odds today?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just hoping to do as good as I can, but I don't have any necessarily hopes of winning, but it's possible. Anything's possible. Like in this game, there's crazy things can happen, and you just never know, what could happen. But
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, you get one shot at the game, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. And I don't think anybody should count you out by any means. Oats, last year, I know I don't want to bring it up. I know it's a sore spot for you, but you had that death to Fantoon about 13 minutes into the race. But that lit a spark in you, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Once after that happened, I kind of got a little more inspiration to keep running the game and improve my time. And now, me and Zost, essentially tied world record, and it's just improving my time over the last year. And I think it's going to be a good race between all of us. It's even though the PBs are quite a bit different, I don't think that matters too much. We're all one input away from either dying or losing a substantial amount of time. So
Yeah. I mean, to put it in perspective here, the four gentlemen sitting next to me are four of the top 7 players in the game right now. So some fantastic times all across the board. I want you each to pick somebody that's going to win without saying yourself, and I want to hear a reason why you think that. I think it'd be kind of interesting.
I have to say Oats. I mean, he's gotten scary good in the last year.
Yeah, I mean, he really has improved. Behemoth, you have a pick?
Well, I really see Zost and Oats as a very close tie for their skill level. I see myself below that and Sweetnum nearly my level as well, but
way below that.
No.
Bottom.
Anything can happen. So I think the winner will be fairly clear. Yeah.
Sweetnum, who are you going with?
I mean, I don't know. Zost to me is just so consistent all the time and just crazy good. But I don't know. I mean, obviously Oats is my roommate, so I'd love for him to win. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a rivalry between you two, right? Because you get to decide who sleeps on the couch or something.
Right. Well, yeah, I think Zost will probably take it. If not him, I think Sweet will probably take it because of the consistency with races and stuff. But we'll see how it goes.
Excellent. I mean, it's safe to say that you guys all have an admiration for each other and love for the game, so I think you're going to do fantastic. And I really do think people will be talking about this race as the Super Metroid race of GDQ history anyway, up to this point. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you guys in just a little bit. We have Final Fantasy VI coming up next. Stay tuned for that. And we'll throw it back up to the front as we approach the $1 million mark here at Summer Games Done Quick 2016. Thank you all for donating and watching.
And thank you very much, Golden, for that interview. And welcome back to Summer Games Quick 2016, or Summer Games Done Quick 2016, powered by Twitch. I am your host for the Final Fantasy VI run, Velociraptor 42. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are rapidly approaching that $1 million mark, so keep those donations coming in. Looks like we're still just over $6,000 away from the merchant lot glitch. So if you want to see that, get those donations in quickly. We have a $750 donation from Ryako Card that says 900K secured. Let's go for a cool million. We have a $554 donation from Lightstar that says, if I remember correctly, Alice, the little girl who donated her piggy bank, wanted to save the animals. $500 to save the animals, $54 to name Terra Alice in honor of her contribution. Hashtag Alice554. We can't let the TASBot regime win. We have a $150 donation from End88 that says, looking forward for Final Fantasy VI, one of my all-time favorite games. Put this towards the merchant lot glitch. Thank you all for a great week. $100 anonymous donation that says, thank you all for these amazing speedruns. We have a $250 donation from Chrono that says, pushing for the merchant lot glitch. We have a $150 donation from David that says, must do what the Chocobo wants. Just wanted to remind you that during this Final Fantasy VI setup process, this is your last chance to get in donations to name Locke and Terra, as we name them very quickly in the run. So if you want to influence the name of Locke and Terra, get those donations in right away. So hey, people in the audience and people watching at home in Twitch chat, I got a question for you. Are you guys ready for Final Fantasy VI? So you guys here in the audience, you can do a little better than that. Are you ready for Final Fantasy VI? We have a $100 donation from Ultros106 that says, Ultros demands merchant lock glitch. We have an anonymous $500 donation that says, Final Fantasy VI hype. We have a $250 donation from Kloster that says, all the runs I watched this year were incredible, and the TASBot is still really entertaining. Good job, everyone, once more. Oh, and save the animals, because this is a charity marathon after all. So it sounds like we're getting ready to go here, so I will turn this over to the runners.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Final Fantasy VI, which utilizes the sketch glitch. Some of this run will look familiar, and some of this run will definitely not look familiar at all. I'm Bick Flong Balls. You can refer to me as Bick for short, and I've got some good friends behind me. Here's a man who needs no introduction, so I'm not going to give him one. Okay. This is my good friend Countdown 69, and my good friend Clear Tonic as well. And if you didn't know, this is Puexel. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No one wants to start their speed run with a multiple minute cutscene.
2.5 minute long cutscene.
So we're gonna get it out of the way first. But if you want to know how serious this speed run is, you can already speed up the opening cutscene by holding the A button. It makes the dialogue
Yeah, it's just
go
like
faster.
just like Mario 3 now.
Yep.
Don't even need the 6,000 inputs frame or whatever it was.
Hold the button. Be a lot of that going on.
Yeah, PSA too. If you ever do this at home, hold the A button because that makes the text advance faster. But he just needs to advance up through the end of this cutscene here until it starts the Mode 7 view of the Magitech people walking across the snowfield, and then when he closes that, it'll take him to the save select screen, and then when he starts a new game, we'll get right to the action.
All right. Cool. So I'm ready. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Okay, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. All right. So right away, there's going to be a quick menu. Just gonna set
Well, not so quick here because he has to set up the Demon Chocobo too.
Oh
but,
gosh. Okay. Oh, he's got it. Okay. So so what he did there, in case you weren't looking, was he set his battle speed to 6, the slowest setting, and he set his tech speed to the fastest setting, 1, and then he set his menu cursor to memory, which means that anytime he uses like a spell or an item, the next time he goes into that menu, the cursor will be there.
The reason he set the battle speed to slowest too is because battle speed is a horrible name for that setting too. It's actually more of a difficulty setting because it affects how fast enemies and battles are, but it doesn't affect you at all.
There we go. There we go.
There's
That's better.
It's very methodical
process. That's better.
There's the bird.
Sorry about that. We got it.
That looks good.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Speed run.
Now we're speed running.
Yes.
Let's go.
Now, definitely speed running.
I hope you weren't intending on reading any of the text.
No.
Yeah. So when the only characters that start at fixed levels in this game are Terra, Biggs, and Wedge, of whom Terra is only a permanent character. And
we did it.
Yeah, we did
We
it.
did it.
We did it.
So, and there's also not really a whole lot of forced battles in this game that actually give you experience points. So for battles that do, like that right there, he's actually going to be doing some micromanagement, kind of abusing the fact that in this game, your characters all run away independently of each other instead of as a group. So because Biggs and Wedge are leaving after the Welk fight coming up, he's having them run away so that Terra gets all the experience. And then that's going to get her an extra level just from these fights. And end goal is to get to level 6 before Locke joins the party, and then that makes his level higher, and then in turn affects Edgar, and it kind of cascades from there.
So he's trying to have his Wedge and Vix run from battle so that Terra gets more experience.
Yeah, these battles are pretty easy to run from, but there's a bit of RNG as far as it actually working too. So once in a while it can just fail through no fault of his own.
Looking good so far, though.
And that would be pretty bad if it failed too, just because he is doing some manipulation for the random battles, and it's pretty tight as far as kind of him getting the right number of battles to get Terra to level 6. And if he had to force extras, that would mess some stuff up for later on.
And you see him buffering some running while other actions are taking place. There's a hidden value for your run counter that goes up over time. So basically when some of your characters actually have a turn to run away, you want to have that value already set so that you're able to run away.
And then characters won't run away during attack animations too, so that's why he's using that and then letting go. And characters also can't run away unless their ATB bar is full, so that's why Terra's going last, just because when her turn is done, her bar will be empty and she won't run away. And he was also using Bioblast because it's both a group attack and also has a slow animation, so it's long enough for Biggs and Wedge's ATB to refill and then run away.
All right. I need your guys' energy here for the hardest boss in the game.
Right. Yes.
I legitimately had nightmares about this boss last night, so it's just this is it.
In a nutshell, what he's going to be doing is getting the shell to counterattack him at a certain time so that he can kill Welk before Welk hides in the shell.
We don't like tutorials here, and this boss is meant to be a tutorial for the real-time battle system in this game, where after about, I think it's about 30 seconds of real-time, the head will disappear into the shell, and you'll have to wait it out. But there's an exploit, I don't know who originally discovered it, but the LCC, a really well-known runner of this game, found this particular setup for abusing what we call the counter-cancel to skip Welk's head disappearing, because it's actually the head disappearing is an action taken by the shell instead of the head. So what he's doing here is he was basically waiting until he knew that the shell's next turn was queued up and then shot it with a fire beam, which causes it to counter with Megavolt. And
nice.
Everything goes well.
Good.
Yep,
We're
got
good.
it.
It's scary for many reasons, but yeah, Terra took a lot of damage in that fight actually. But it worked out.
That's why the heal force is there, because
it's to guarantee that if she gets mega voltage, she'll survive it.
Yeah.
But like it's called counter cancel because if something counterattacks when its next turn is queued up, that'll basically lock out its ATB for some amount of time. And in this case, it's just long enough to get a third tech missile off to kill him. It saves, I think, about 18 seconds over just waiting out the shell cycle.
All right. Rest of the run's free, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're good.
Sub 14 Narsh, this is it. And there's only one little piece, or in that fight and in the upcoming fight, Terra can get slowed, or I guess in the other fight it would be Mogged. There's some RNG in these early fights as to, sometimes you can get slowed or stopped.
There's RNG everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because we're able to manipulate the location of random encounters and what the monster packs are in a lot of parts of this game, but that's it. Basically, what actually happens inside the fights, whether we're fighting or running, is still random.
So I'll have to interrupt you there because we're gonna need Terra's name right now.
Your Terra's name is going to be Alice.
Okay.
ALICE.
That is correct.
Good job, man. You can spell.
Thanks.